Here's your WNEM TV5 News Update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chet Davis, and here's a look at the top stories we're following tonight. A Mount Morris woman was officially charged today in a deadly hit and run in Metro Detroit that killed a young boy and critically injured his mother and sister. Tammy Sandoval is charged with operating with a suspended, revoked, or denied license causing death. She's also charged with 4 other counts related to causing serious injuries and leaving the scene. The crash happened Sunday night near the Livonia Spree Festival. Tia Robinson of Detroit was crossing the busy Merriman Road with her 3-year-old twins when they were hit by a vehicle that then took off. The little boy died of his injuries. Robinson and her daughter were taken to a hospital where they continue to fight for their lives. Bond for Sandoval was set for $600,000. She's scheduled to be back in court next week. New data released by the Department of State shows Michigan ranked 3rd in the country for eligible voter turnout in the 2024 presidential election. In mid-Michigan, Lapeer County had the highest turnout of active registered voters with 81.5%, while Clare County had the lowest with 73.1%. Additionally, over 60% of total votes were cast early or by mail. 70.6% of voters in Roscommon County cast a ballot by mail or at an early voting site, while Aranac County had one of the lowest percentages with 42.2%. A man and woman from Toledo, Ohio are facing human trafficking charges. Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson says the Genesee Human Oppression Strike Team arrested 21-year-old Sky Tristan and 29-year-old Rodney Fisher after they allegedly trafficked an adult with a disability. In a separate case, Tristan is accused of inviting men over to have consensual sex and take pictures. Afterward, she would claim she was underage and attempt to blackmail them.
Would send these pictures to those individuals and say, I'm underage, you need to pay me. And of course, those that received that, they panicked and they paid the price and not come forward. She was setting a trap for these individuals, all of which were adults.
Sheriff Swanson added, since 2018, Ghost has arrested 241 accused predators. Now here's Diane with your first alert forecast.
As Independence Day draws in, we are going to find that we have more dry weather. We will also have a lot of sunshine to get the day started, so temperatures are going to quickly warm up out of the upper 60s to even 80s as early as lunchtime, and then we'll be hanging out into the 80s for the afternoon. The few clouds are going to start to come in as we go throughout the second half of the day, but we will find that a lot of us do have the drier weather. So as we start out with the sunshine tomorrow morning, you will find that we have just a hint of some rain that's going to try to sneak in. But that chance sits at less than 10%. It's pretty much isolated raindrops that we will be watching for, but a lot of us won't have to worry about the rain. If you are going to be going to fireworks at night, maybe you're going to be headed out there a little bit earlier to get the blanket laid out, have those lawn chairs in your spot. We'll have temperatures in the 80s, but once the sun sets and the show starts, then we'll be into the 70s. With the clouds that we have, that will not bother any of our local displays. Going into Saturday morning, we'll have some sun, some clouds will be trading off, going back and forth, but we do keep the forecast dry as we go into Saturday. But Sunday, we do have some rain chances. We'll talk about that shortly, but the humidity, thankfully, gave us a little bit of a break today. We'll see it start to climb back up going into Friday, but for the weekend, that's when we will be back into the humid and muggy conditions. So it's going to be a holiday weekend that feels just like summer. Also want to first alert you that the wildfire smoke has arrived, and it's going to be hanging around for the rest of our Thursday and throughout much of Friday, but it does start to clear the area going into Saturday. For the weekend, we have temperatures that are going to be warming up. We have mid to upper 80s and even 90s by Saturday. So with 90s and the humidity, make sure you're staying hydrated on Saturday. We do have the showers and storms that are possible on Sunday. Low temperatures tonight will be fairly refreshing into the 50s, and the first alert 7-day forecast has mainly 80s besides those 90s for Saturday, but we do have rain chances on Sunday and Wednesday of next week, but a lot of sunshine on those days in between.
Remember to tune into WNEM TV5 on air and online 24/7 for the latest news, weather, and information.